6 years before Jason Bourne, there was Samantha Kane. I mean, Charlie Baltimore, a spy with amnesia in The Long Kiss Goodnight. This week, we welcome back.
I'm Leslie, Matt's mother.
This is Laura, Matthew's sister.
I'm Matt.
I'm Chad, and this is episode 109 of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right, so if you have decided to skip the bonus review that I did the other day, last week, for Fast X, the schedule is going to be a little wonky this summer. Right now, this episode is coming out on a Wednesday because on our proper post day Friday, we got a Little Mermaid episode coming out. We got a Transformers episode for the 7th one coming out. It's going to be a lot of up and down stuff, a lot of running around during the week.
We listened to our YouTube commenters, and I plan on doing a review, if not this week, then definitely next week, of the Lunchbox. What
is that?
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet.
I meant, what is it?
Oh, it's an Indian movie. Our last review of Indian movie RRR, we had a lot of people suggested different movies for us to watch for future. So one of them got the most likes, like other people comment on it, like that choice. So, and one of those was a Lunchbox. So I plan on watching that and reviewing that, get that bonus content out for YouTube. And once it's out there, yeah, don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, we would appreciate if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube. We're trying to bump engagement up on there. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of shorts. We did a lot of YouTube shorts last week. One a day, which was tiring, but we did it. Yeah. But yeah, so your mother's back, and she always has some beef with her grandkids. So what happened this week?
No beef with the grandkids. I love them so much. But I do have an announcement to make that Matthew doesn't know about. Guess what? Isaac is coming to the family.
And who is Isaac?
Isaac is going to be my new puppy. I'm getting me a sheepadoodle. He comes June 4th.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you was able to finally put a trigger on this. I knew eventually you was going to get one. Now, for the listeners don't know, growing up, we always had dogs and things like that. So this has probably been the longest drought I've seen my mother have without a dog. What made you finally put a trigger on it?
Well, it's the same lady, that breeder that Laura got her dog from. So I'd signed up to get a dog a while back, but I didn't get one. So she messaged me and said that she had one, and she was gonna let me get him at a cheaper price. So that was a sign that, hey, it must be time. So I talked to Ira, and it was like, yes, let's do it. And plus our anniversary is coming up, so that's going to be my anniversary present.
You don't have to give me the exact number, but for the listeners, approximately how much does a sheepadoodle cost from a breeder?
$1,400.
Okay.
$1,400 is a good price. They can go up to like $2,000.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel? Because you know a dog is a big responsibility.
I know. Your sister's been telling me, remember the bad parts, get ready for this, get ready for that. Let's just don't look at little Barkley.
Because she was talking about, because she was like, well, my dog's gonna sleep through the night. And I was like, you forgot these puppy stages. Like, it's like having a baby. She seems to only remember the good parts about it.
So how long did it take for, once you got your dog Barkley, how long did it take for him to sleep through the night?
I mean, in like the first couple of days, he was literally up like every hour through the night, and you don't know if you need to take him out or he's just up because in a new place. I would say, and then then it just like having a baby, then it every night gradually sleeps more. Then you're up every 3 hours until finally it's like once through the night. When he finally started sleeping through the night, probably like 2 months.
And you said his name is Isaac.
That's the name I have now. Your sister doesn't like that name, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like
Okay.
I don't
that.
know when
How'd
we
you come up
started
with that
dating.
name?
I don't know. I just woke up through the night at like 2 weeks ago, and I said, remind me when I get ready to get a dog. I like the name Isaac. And then this week, this happened.
Hmm.
But he
I
has
do like the
black,
name.
dark eyes. So
Send me a picture. But I do like giving dogs people names. I am a fan of that.
your sister doesn't like that.
And why not?
Because he's not a person.
He's not a people. I'm with you, Laura. Like a dog should be a dog. I like your dog's name. It's a fun pun. I don't like puns, but it's fun.
Matthew's
Okay.
dog always had dog names, so it's weird all of a sudden he wants people names.
Okay.
No, I'm a fan of both. Like, yeah, Snowball and everything like that. But I like if you had a dog and the name was like Henry. I think that's funny.
He's not a people, but he had a birthday today, just like a year old. He had a hat. He had everything like a person today. Laura, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's a kid
But
to do that.
So I have a question. Were you always the type of person to be like, oh yes, we're gonna give this dog a birthday and stuff like that, or is this something new for you?
For me, yeah, we had.
No, not you.
Oh well, I'll let her.
No, she don't have the dog yet. She's
this is the first one, but no, we never gave a dog a birthday. This is
Okay.
new for
My
Laura.
dog's birthday, and this was the first time I ever did like we went to like a pet store and got like a happy birthday bone cake kind of thing, and we put a party hat on him.
Got balloons.
But a lot of that was the kids. So this is their first. We've had a dog before, but this is the first dog they got since from a baby, like was it 8 weeks old, and so they're just
Right.
excited. And they're to them, you celebrate birthdays, so he's like a member of the family. So they're like, what are we doing for his birthday?
I see. That is interesting. Part of it is I'm not a big pet person, but I just find the idea of doing that interesting.
Hate dogs? Is that what you're saying?
You know what, Laura? Yeah, we on mic. I don't like pets. Okay, you outed me. You got me.
I think Chad eventually will get a pet.
I do too.
Because Chad, as long as I've known Chad, he's always said things and eventually those things came to fruition. So even though he says today he doesn't like pets, who knows a year and a half from now if he
who
will
knows
get
what
one.
that little girl's gonna make him do.
Mm-hmm. But keep that lady's name on speed dial. So once I get back, we can all of our family can have shippadoodles.
Oh yeah, because Mike is going crazy right now. Because I got this dog, he wants one right now instead of wait. His plan was to get one in September, October.
Well, never mind. I don't want one now. I will say, I don't all of us to have the same dog.
First, I got a dog. I got a sheepadoodle. Now everybody wants a sheepadoodle.
Laura, when you get your clear glasses?
I'm a trendsetter who's currently living in the United States.
Okay.
Now it don't apply. I got my clear glasses. Then you, Mama, and Mike got clear glasses.
Clean it up.
I was trying to think of another instance where I was a trendsetter.
Okay.
One time I got a car, then a couple months later, man.
Okay.
Well, that is kind of true. Once you got yours, I did ask, and then I didn't get the exact same car. I got a bigger car than yours.
Both Chevy.
But this is but hey, it's not trend setting. It's we are family. So if you get something that I see that I like, then either A, I'm going to take it and do it how I want to. We're supposed to do that as family.
Okay. It's like
Sorry, you can't pat yourself on the back.
But you should be happy that you was able to get this dog, and then we saw or they saw how good this dog was and how fluffy and obedient he is, that we want to get on this journey too. So then how many times, like now your mother, when she has questions, she's going to come to you. You should be happy.
On the topic of cars, you're getting a new car?
Lord, you getting a new car?
You're getting a new car.
Mama.
Oh, yes, I am getting a new car. I'm getting a Porsche.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're getting it, or you
do you already have it? Do you already have it?
No, not yet. My goal is to get it by my birthday next year.
Okay. So I'm assuming it's the SUV, or is it the Cayenne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about it is they only come in such bland colors.
I mean, it's a Porsche. I mean, you already made a statement.
I know, but really, that's all you can't even get. I want to get a burgundy color like the car I already have.
You could wrap it.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Matthew, were you aware that your mom won the lottery? I'm not sure what's happening.
That's what I was waiting on. She said she getting this dog, she's getting this car. I thought the next surprise she was saying, hey, here's a surprise trip back home. I'm just waiting for my turn.
You said you wasn't ready to come back home.
For a visit though, I could come there, look at some dogs, play with Chad. We have fun.
What sparked on this wanting this new car specifically?
Oh, I've always wanted this car.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always wanted this car.
All right, so why now?
Because I'm probably gonna retire I was hoping to retire in the next 7 years, but we'll let Laura talk, and but I'm gonna retire in the next 5 years, so I want my car to be paid for, and so I gotta get that car so it can be paid for.
So I have a question for you. So is Ira going to get the same kind of car? Now, the reason why I asked that is, as a kid growing up, they always had matching sports cars. They always had matching Firebirds, matching like Mustangs and things like that. Camaros.
So this will go into my song that I wrote. Did you listen to the song, Chad?
Yes, I did.
How'd you like that song?
Well, Matt sent me a message, and it said it was a voice message. And I'm like, I know this man is not about to say he can't do the show 5 minutes before we supposed to record. So like I was initially like
also through voice message, that'll be whack.
Right. So I was initially annoyed, and then I hit play, and I'm like, this is a song. What is happening here? And I'm like, and then he followed up with like, yeah, my mom told me to send this to you. I'm like, this like y'all cousin singing. She want us to promote y'all cousin. And I'm like, no, because your cousin needs to come on and, give us the inside tips about like the music industry. But then I started listening to the lyrics, and I was like, oh, okay. I saw like an Instagram ad about this where like it's a couple in a car and they're playing the radio, and the husband's like, listen to the song. And it was like a song he wrote about how much he loved his wife and all that stuff. And it's like, or whatever I said. But cause like what tipped me off to it was that one of the lyrics said something about my 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is about your mom.
Right.
So you guys' anniversary or something?
Mm-hmm. So our anniversary is the 29th. But I made this song and I let the kids listen to it, and they had nothing. I was all excited. I couldn't hardly wait to let them know what I did, and I got nothing.
You didn't write the song, isn't it like AI?
See, why you hating on your mama, man? She said
she wrote the song.
It's a lovely song. I could tell it came from the heart because it was some personal stuff in there, and I'm like, I feel that.
What are you about?
I thought
Mhm.
you just put like key details in and then like AI generated the song.
No, I wrote the song. The girl sang the song.
Right. Laura, we're about to vote you off the island, all right?
See, Matthew, did you know she wrote it?
Honestly, I did not listen to it the first time.
What? You
And
didn't
then
listen?
your
You sent it
Lord,
to me
oh
and didn't
my
even listen to
God.
it?
no. When she first sent it to our group chat, I did not listen to it. And then she DM'd me because it was weighing on her heart that we didn't say nothing. So she messaged me directly, was like, "You didn't listen to this?" And I was like, "Let me go listen to this." And then I listened to this. And then we had a back and forth and everything. Chad,
It'd
you
be
know me. When these group chat stuff come out, we don't know what time. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I see some stuff, and then in my mind, I'm like, I'll get back to this, and then I don't get back to this for another 6 hours.
then stop looking at your messages when you first wake up.
Well, I'm one of those people where I can't have just notifications on. That irks me.
Then you should respond to them.
Yeah, you don't
I
want your first
will.
people to see you read it, but you didn't.
Nah, nah. I'll get to it.
You don't.
I'll get to
You
it.
just said you forget.
Right, but no,
But
I'll get to it eventually. It might be 2 days later, as I'll be like, "What was that again? Was I supposed
no,
to read
man, no.
something?"
Stuff be going by. And I'm like, okay, well, he didn't care. Like we got a group chat with someone else that we both know, and they asked you a specific question of are you okay with this? And you did
And I gave
not.
him a thumbs up. I gave him a thumbs up.
That's not a situation where you thumbs up.
Man,
Because
I said
it's about spending money.
right, and I said thumbs up.
That's
Would it be different? I would have said yes. What's the difference between a
yes.
yes and a thumbs up? Thumbs up.
But yes, the heart of the story is your kids, specifically Matt and Laura, are haters. I can't speak for Michael, but yes, these two that's on this podcast right now, haters. I'm in your
Or
corner. It was a lovely song.
Thank you.
I didn't know she wrote it. I would have maybe had a different reaction.
Laura, you just got a promotion from work?
So, yes, Lord,
Yeah.
tell us about it.
Well, I went from, being a regular worker to now a manager,
Uh-oh.
which is nice because the money, but it's also has its own new set of challenges. So I had multiple conversations with Matthew because, it's a different dynamic when, especially, it's not like you got hired for a job and you're coming as a new person as a manager, but when you were at the same level as everyone, and like yesterday we were at the same level and now today I'm your boss kind of thing. So that just happened Wednesday. So, and already the last 3 days of work been a lot more stressful, a lot more emails and calls. So just trying to figure out.
Elaborate. Why is it more stressful?
Well, it's just, because I guess more responsibility. So before I was only worried about myself, and as long as I did my work, I was fine. I didn't care what anyone else was doing. But now it's like I'm responsible for all of these people. So, changing that dynamic where I have to make sure they keep up with their production.
Yeah, it's like exactly you said. Being in management position, it's a gift and a curse. Uh, honestly, if I could have my pay and everything, but I wasn't in charge, I would love that.
That's what everybody wants.
Right. But yeah, Chad, you was the first one to tell me about these heartaches as being in charge.
It's a lot of politics and it's a lot of personalities you have to juggle. And people come in with their own baggage in the way that they react to supervisors because maybe they had a bad experience, so they don't trust anybody in leadership. And like Laura, she's a new person. I'm sure you are coming there, with an open mind and not trying to be a jerk, and you don't have any agendas or anything, but there are folks that are just, this person's in management, so obviously they're against me. So it's like I'm trying to help you, but you aren't really giving me anything here. So I understand the frustrations.
Like a fine line. And I'm just getting started. So I can only imagine it's probably going to get worse. and I already have to hire someone because I have to replace my position. So should be interesting. And already people are hitting me up like, you have a spot open. And I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing because you got to be right. You can't show favoritism. They got to be an equal playing field when you're doing interviews and things like that. EEOs and complaints and stuff could happen.
Oh yeah, that stuff too. Can't be
Exactly.
can't be joking around with them.
And one thing my old manager whose spot I took said to me for advice, he was like, I would caution being too, which I've already worked with all of these people. Like, there's no one new besides who's going to replace me. So I was at their same level and I'm the manager. But he's like, I would caution being too friendly with people.
Yep.
He said, it's hard to not necessarily on your end to discipline a friend, even if it's a work friend. But he's like, in his experience, like if you're friendly with someone and then when it comes to work, you try to put that aside for any issue, like something serious or disciplinary, then he's like, they take that to heart. Because,
right.
We were
and also like
that kind of thing.
Because like, yeah, the dynamic completely changes. You was cool with this person and everything else like that. Now, if now you're in charge of this person, so now you feel like we still cool, but now other people, why is she always hanging out with this person? And just say hypothetically, maybe this person's a great worker and they get like a award or something. They only got an award because she cool with the boss and things like that. So yeah, you have to change how you approach stuff.
It's like the politics Chad was talking about.
Yeah. It's a lot.
So check on me in like a month.
Does she still have hair?
If I'm crying in a corner somewhere.
Right. So Matt, you have watched a foreign film recently?
Yes. I was about to say a Finn film, but I don't know if that's how you call it. A film from Finland.
Okay. That might be right.
It's called Sisu. And quick synopsis: during the last days of World War II, a solitary prospector crosses paths with Nazis on a scorched earth retreat in northern Finland. When the soldiers decide to steal his gold, they quickly discover they just tangled with no ordinary miner. Now, this movie is great. It's an old school John Wick Equalizer. You tangled with the wrong man and you did something that you shouldn't have done and he's out for blood type of thing. One of the reviews or whatever, like you see on the trailers, it was like the most fun you can have in a theater of watching Nazis be killed. But no, it's great. It's bloody, it's gory as far as the killing, it's great. And then there's one line in here which I loved was one of the Nazis are talking to one of the hostages and how this guy keeps coming back after they thought he killed him. And then they were like, do you believe he's immortal? And she was like, no, he just refuses to die. And it's a great movie. So you should definitely check it out. Acting. Well, the main guy, Jorma Tamiya, I messed that all up. So just the cast of this movie was great. His name is Atami Korpi. That's the main guy. He was great in this movie. Definitely check it out if you like some good old shoot 'em up, bang bang, revenge type stuff. And yeah, it'll skip on the blood and the gore.
Okay. And it's all in German, Finnish.
Oh no, it was in English all the way through until there's one part where it was they spoke in Finland language. I don't know what it's called.
That's why I said Finnish. I don't know.
Yeah. At the very end, like for about 2 minutes, they speak in that, but all the other parts of the movie was in English.
Okay. Interesting. Sorry.
So on my when we was decided to do the movie Long Kiss Goodnight, and I was like, I wanted to look up Gina Davis because I was like, I wonder what kind of stuff she's been into. I haven't seen her in no things lately. And then as I was going through it, they said that she was in a movie that was a box office bomb.
Mhm.
So then Wikipedia had a link for box office bombs. So then, of course, I was like, let me go see this link, this list. And a lot of these movies or movies that we reviewed on this podcast, it's some that you wouldn't even think that were box office bombs.
I'm
So I want to
listening.
throw out a couple here. So of course you got your obvious ones like The Adventures of Pluto Nash with Eddie Murphy and things. So of course you know that one. But then Ali with Will Smith,
That
that was a
bomb?
box office bomb. As far as
Interesting.
they base it off the money they make or whatever and how much it costs to make it. So that's considered a box office bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Black Adam. uh Blade Runner 2024.
Yeah. We talk about that often about how it's a beautiful movie. It costs so much money. That movie is the reason why they wouldn't let him film both Dune movies back to back.
And then the movie she was in, Gina Davis, was Cutthroat Island. I know
Mhm.
nothing about this movie, but maybe later on, if we decide to just watch a horrible movie, we can watch that.
But it might not be
Uh
horrible
Hey, you
though.
might think it's good.
Right.
Right.
right. So that's something that we can throw into something another time. The Chronicles of Riddick, I like that one.
I like
But
that
was
one.
that was the second one?
It was the second one. Pitch
Okay.
Black was the first one.
Okay.
Um Doolittle 2020.
Oh yeah, of
Um
course.
Fantastic Four.
Which one?
Right. Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Jack Frost, Jungle Cruise.
That
Light.
I don't feel like that should count because that came out at the
No,
same
no, no.
time on streaming.
Yeah, so they have a different category thing, a little mark that lets you know which ones came out on streaming. Where, because Matrix, the newest Matrix was on,
Yeah.
was streaming. So those are the ones that are on streaming.
Yeah.
And there was a couple more I wanted to say. Lightyear,
Yeah, it was
the
not good.
and then Mulan, the live action one, streaming.
Yeah.
But like RIPD, I like RIPD with
Movie too.
It
Ryan.
was Ryan Reynolds and
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, I think.
yeah.
I thought they were making another one.
They did. The second one's out. It's on Netflix. It's direct to video and it's a prequel.
Oh.
Okay. So then Space Jam: A New Legacy, The Suicide Squad, Transformer: The Last Night, Turning Red, Wonder Woman 1984.
Wait. Turning Red didn't get a theatrical run. How can that be counted as a bomb?
Because that's the ones based off streaming.
But all it had was streaming. Like I get like when you said Mulan, because that came out in the theater and streaming at the same time. So like it made some money, but like if a movie goes straight to streaming, it nothing comes in. So how can you count that as a bomb?
Number of streams, is that not how it works?
They don't release that though. Like that movie Red Notice with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. That movie only came out on streaming. You can't say if it was a bomb or a success because it made no money.
Yeah. And that's not even on here. So maybe since you could put anything on Wikipedia, the people didn't like Turning Red, put it on there. But yes, that is it. We're moving down through this pretty quickly, so I was wondering if I was going to throw this up here. So do you guys believe that there should be dress codes for certain appointments? I know like there's dress codes for like restaurants and like bars and clubs and things like that. So do you think there should be dress codes for other things? The thing that sparked this up on the internet, and the lady post, she said, at my dentist office, they put up a notice that said no bonnets, no house shoes, no pajama bottoms. We will be happy to reschedule your appointment. So there was a whole thing about that should the dentist office should be having a dress code.
I don't like how racially slanted that is.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if the dentist
I mean, it feels like
where this at.
if they specifically listed specifically a bonnet, they're white people.
So the people on Twitter, it's kind of split. Like a lot of people are for it and a lot of people are against it.
It was like that before. Remember when that whole Monique came out and she was talking about wearing the bonnets, like
Just going to the grocery store.
yeah, she
Right.
Monique
like
was
that
saying, no,
too.
don't do that.
It's usually pretty split.
Like, well,
So-
okay, what are you all's personal opinions though? So about that specifically, not like white people dictating how black people should dress, but like specifically, do you agree or not agree that bonnets and sleeping clothes are okay to go out and about in?
I don't agree with it.
I was gonna say, and I think it depends maybe how you were raised, and you see what my mom just said. So I've never done it, so yeah, I wouldn't agree with it either.
No, that's for your bedroom, your house. That's the bed clothes. You don't wear your bed clothes outside.
No,
So for bonnets, I stay at a women's business, and I don't care about that. But pajamas, like for me, if you go into the store, the grocery store, I don't care. There's times where I'm like, oh damn, I need some ketchup, and I just whatever stuff I wear, like if I'm wearing a tank top, I might just throw in a white tee and go with some Crocs and keep it moving. Now, for this specific situation,
You
I
wouldn't
am
go
not
the
going to the
dentist.
I'm not going to the dentist like that.
right.
Even if my tooth I ate an apple and my tooth broke, I am not going to the dentist office like that.
Well, let's adjust for a sec. Let's replace bonnet with a do-rag.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I mean, to the grocery store, yeah. To the grocery store, yeah. But I'm like, if I'm going to the dentist, I am not going to the dentist office like that.
No, I agree because it's like if you are in your pajamas, that tells me you haven't showered, you haven't bathed. And like I get that sometimes people will throw on a pair of jeans and go to the store, but can we have the illusion that we are hygienic? Can we have the illusion?
Right.
I guess to play devil's advocate, couldn't someone be like, I'm paying for this dentist, like I wear what I want to wear.
I mean, but also there's
It's
the
working for
no
me.
there's also the no shoes, no service,
Mhm.
So like, yes, you are giving me money, but I can choose how I would like to be, how I like to get that money.
How you're, what's allowed in your particular business, I guess.
Right. Those are my rules. Like I'm not gonna allow you to come in my establishment and disrespect me.
Right.
Right. You're not going to the dentist office with no shirt on because it's hot outside.
No shoes, no shirt, no service. That's it.
Right. So I mean, it's yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I get like for me personally, I'm like, if you can't see me, I'll wear my pajamas. Like if I'm gonna do drive through or something and I'm in my pajamas now, hop in the car, get drive through and come back home. Sure. You can't see me for real, for real. But like I'm getting out the car, I'm in my slippers, it's just nah, dog. It's not becoming. We can be better than this.
That is correct. Your daughter had one on. So I was thinking like, and 15 years or whatever, if she's out in the streets with a bonnet or something, you're gonna be like, take that off before you leave the house. Or you're gonna be like, these kids are kids, just let her do whatever she wants to do.
No, he gonna say, take that off your head.
I am. So the thing is with the what
That's the thing, right? Like, don't you see clips on Instagram of like kids in high school and stuff, and they be wearing pajamas and bonnets like to school.
I just saw a video of this where the day was teachers dress up as kids. So they was wearing like basically it looks like these kids roll out of bed because all the teachers had on was slides, pajama pants, hoodies, blankets, and then like a couple of them had bonnets on.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I think that's pretty standard.
What pictures of a bonnet have you seen my daughter
Matthew.
Whatever one you send me or the ones
Your-
you
Your
posted.
daughter wears a bonnet already?
in? Yeah. She's got
Tell her.
she's got black people hair.
Tell my mom, because we talk about all this bonnet talk, but she doesn't even wear a bonnet.
I don't wear a bonnet.
Okay, let her live.
No. Listen to why. Because she has to sleep cute.
I sleep
Oh.
Her
pretty.
husband.
That's that old school right there.
Right, yeah, we sleep.
What was that?
Raised to
What is
sleep
that?
Pretty.
Remember that
But we don't
Friday?
wear- we don't wear
Craig's
bonnets.
sister. Craig's
Yeah.
sister
We
was sleeping
sleep
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sleep pretty. We don't be wearing no bonnet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I take pictures of my daughter all the time, but I don't really send out a lot of pictures of her in a bonnet. And if I do, it's very specific people. So I'm like, when did I send that to you?
Don't be
It's like,
embarrassed.
you-
Don't be showing that picture, Matthew. Sending that baby out, pictures out the bonnet up.
Why would I? Who might be sending this to?
Right,
Hey,
right.
Look at Chad's daughter.
Right.
Who am I sending this to?
It's a
Why
very
would his
small
daughter
pool.
be embarrassed?
No, it's not that. It's just like it's a very small pool of people. So like black people. And so it's like, and then
otherwise-
specific ones at that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't remember, and I've rarely sent Matt pictures of my daughter. He'll see them online, but I wouldn't
That's
post
why
them.
I always laugh at when I hear about people sleeping with a bonnet because I don't own a bonnet.
That's why her hair don't be lasting. She has to get her hair done all the time.
But
Damn, why you putting her
I don't
business
have
out like
kind of
that?
hair,
Right.
though. I don't have that kind of hair though either.
What are you saying?
Right. What are
Man.
we doing? So pushing forward, I got that new Zelda game, and it took me back to the days of the last one where, Matt and I were playing it at the same time when we worked together. And we would tell each other, it felt like like in the 90s or whatever, where you'd be playing a video game and you'd be telling your friends in the lunchroom about it. And we didn't have the internet then, and it's like, oh, I did that, I went to here and did this, that, and the other, and I'm playing the exact same game and I don't even know what he's talking about. And he's like, oh, if you look on the map and go here, you can get this, and I'm telling him about that stuff. Like, we would just have such conversations about our different experiences in the same game. And so I'm back in this one, and it's a new game, so like you don't have as much health, and so like I'm just traveling the land and trying to reacquaint myself with this world, and I'm dying a lot, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Yes, I knew it was coming out and everything, but I just didn't have no interest to play it. But my son, because once I got done playing the last one, I passed it off to my son, and he been playing and enjoying it. So when this one came out, he'd been saying he really wanted it. But yesterday, I watched gameplay footage of a person on YouTube playing it, and it brought me back into my video game feels. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm watching this. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm about to go get this game too.
Good.
So slow down so I can catch up once I get it.
We're
And
about-
we can be on the same page.
We're about to have Zelda corner on the show.
All right.
All right. So we kind of breezed through stuff this week, but there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe we'll have a nice and healthy and lengthy conversation of the long kiss goodnight.
What if you couldn't remember your real name, your first kiss, or your last goodbye?
I don't remember.
Honey, you have an ETA on that carrot?
Stow it.
And then suddenly,
I used to do this. I'm a chef. Yeah!
without warning,
Give me something else.
Celery! Scallions!
all your memories
Name's Charlie. I'm coming back.
came flooding back to you,
Hey, Charlie. Long time.
one bullet at a time.
Samantha Kane lives in a small town with her daughter. 8 years ago, she emerged 2 months pregnant from a nearby river with no memory of her past or who she is. However, she's getting closer to finding out about her past. So I'd like to ask everyone here, we've all seen this movie before, right?
Hmm.
So
Correct.
what before you did your rewatch, this week, what were your memories of this movie? Like memories surrounding it, memories of the plot or whatever.
Mama, you go first because we're gonna ride off your back on this one.
We are? Do you
My
not are you riding on fumes here, man?
No, no, no. I'm saying because we watched this as a kid and everything because this was her favorite movie.
Okay.
uh, mine was Samuel Jackson. Those little things, those little sayings that he was saying all the time, and how dirty he always looked. He looked so dirty in it all the time. But yeah, him, those little things he was saying all the time, and once she switched to her real self, I thought she was badass. She said, yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Matthew, because I remember watching this as a kid. And and I told my memory of what Chad to answer his questions. Like I thought it was this awesome movie, but maybe it's because it was her favorite movie, like you said. Like I probably watched it before I was old enough to watch it. And I just remember what I remember the most prior to the rewatch was like the scene where she's tied to that
That wheel.
the wheel and she goes under, and then the knife, the scene in the kitchen with the knife, she's chopping all that stuff, and then she throws it and they're all shocked and she's like, chefs do that. Like I remember that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I remember I remember like the wheelbarrow, the knife throwing. I don't remember thinking as a comedy before when I was a kid. It was more just action. Like I appreciate the comedy now, like the stuff like Mama said with Samuel Jackson and things like that. But as a kid, I don't remember it being a comedy and laughing at this stuff.
Okay. So yeah, I remember seeing it maybe in the 90s. And I remember the kitchen scene with the cutting the vegetables and stuff. And for whatever reason, I thought this movie took place in one night because the lone kiss, Goodnight. I don't know why I correlated that to like, oh, this all takes place over one night, but it didn't after rewatching this. But all right. What were you all's thoughts on this movie now that we have revisited it? Your positives and your negatives.
I still like it a whole lot, except when I watched it again, I was like, yeah, Samuel can't say those things he was saying at the very beginning of the movie, all those body part things he was saying, and they
It
definitely
was it was made in a different time.
right. And all that smoking they was doing, they definitely couldn't be doing that. But I still liked it. Still liked it a whole lot. I still laughed out loud, and yeah, I still think she did really good in it.
Okay.
Yeah, just like you said, when he was like he was like it's gonna be
Matt,
all right,
you
I
about to get
can't say
canceled? You about to get canceled?
the scene, yeah, the scene where he commented, he was like, if you don't like that type of stuff that happens in jail, I will pay somebody to do that to you for 5 years. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. One thing I didn't like is I didn't like how he kept calling her a bitch at the end, but he
Yeah.
was doing it in terms like, yeah, I didn't like that part. But like stuff like that. But go ahead.
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
But yeah, I think it still holds up. But one thing that caught my attention was when they were shooting at the, I guess like train station type of thing they were at or whatever, where she first meets up with the guy, and they were shooting all over. Yeah, they can't shoot, and I was like, and like the way they was going, I was like, you didn't hit nobody. You hit
highly trained agents.
right, like you hit everybody but them.
Right.
And then I was thinking like this is a different time because like some people weren't getting down, some people were just hugged up, standing up against the wall, and I was like, Y'all not used to. Never mind. I was
No.
gonna say y'all not used to mass shootings.
Oh my God, Matt.
Jeez.
What are
But it
you
was just
saying,
like
sir?
we in a different time now. We in a different time now.
Laura brought up something too that I remember this stood out to me back then was remember when they were at that farm and
It was
she
like
had,
right after
yeah,
she goes under and she's like, where's Samuel L. Jackson's character? And she
Yes.
finds him in the basement naked, like
cowering, crying.
cowering. I was like, why did he need to be naked? Like he could have just been tortured, tied to a chair or something.
Yeah, I didn't like that back then, and I didn't like it this time.
I will say that this movie, to me, it feels like there were scenes filmed, but they cut them out of the movie because like something would happen and then we would skip over like an explanation of something and just keep going into the movie like that scene
I agree.
specifically
Mhm.
where like she finds some like naked covered in like blood and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like
How did that happen?
something's missing.
Right, yeah. How
Just
did
like
they,
at just
why is he naked and down there?
That was my
just like
thing
at
with
the
oh, go ahead, Matthew.
no, go ahead.
That was my thing with a lot of the movie. Like watching it now, like I didn't think it's okay, but I didn't think it as great as I remembered growing up. Like,
Mhm.
like stuff just happened. I'm like, how does that make sense in the story? Like it was a lot of quick changes. Maybe that's the nature of the whole amnesia and her just developing and like something triggered her memory. But like I remember watching this, like she goes from this like, and maybe that's part of the story. Like, you know, she was this caring mom 1 second, and then a second later, she's like, I guess that's when Charlie kicks over in her mind, where she's like, get up. And then, you know, her daughter ends up spraying in her ankle or her wrist or whatever. So I don't know. Like it just watching it now, I felt like there was some jumps throughout the movie that like you're just expected to follow and not question.
In my mind, the thing that triggered that part was the car accident. Yeah, because she was a mother then, but then once she got hit and she got threw out the window, that's what triggered Charlie coming back in and out.
No, I agree,
In and
but
out.
like,
Okay.
but on the same vein of like, when she was, telling her daughter to get up and keep skating, like she was like being aggressive and like, you're gonna get up and you skate, and then the very next scene is her in bed with the cast on, and then after that, the boyfriend, husband, whatever he is, he goes and talks to her in the treehouse, and she's crying, and I'm like, what happened? And I had to rewind the movie, and I'm like, oh, she hurt her arm on the ice, and I'm like, I feel like a scene is missing.
Yeah, that's what I felt like that.
Well, she explained it. She said when she fell, the girl said my wrist hurt, and that's when she said get up. And then when the next scene, she was like, she said her wrist hurt. She didn't know it was a fracture, and she's like,
Right.
I don't even remember what I said to her.
No, I get that. I get that, but I'm just
But
like,
it could have been a little more.
it seemed weird to like cut to the girl sleeping, and we're looking at her sleeping, and there's a cast there.
Maybe she would have cut to the hospital or something like.
Or her moving around with it or something, but like to just like, because I'm like, why am I looking at her sleeping? I don't care. And then I didn't notice the cast until I rewound the movie.
Mm-hmm. But the other thing I noticed was the plot hole of the guy with the eye. He sees her in prison, and that automatically is out now at her house. We're not going to explain what happened there.
They just said they said he escaped. They said he broke out. That was like on a phone call.
No, there were a lot of things set up that they could have tightened up.
Yeah, it was like Chad said that they made a movie, but then to make it work, they cut out a bunch of stuff.
They're like, oh wait, we got to explain how he got out of jail. Let's put the Timothy character on the phone and mention.
Yeah, and then there were a lot of lines where like they were saying things, but their head, the back of their head was to the camera, so you couldn't hear them say it. So like they had to go back in and add it. So like they were probably trying to get the movie down to a certain time. Maybe I don't know.
Another thing I'm on my notes was
movie for back then, right?
It's 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson was getting his ass whooped throughout this
Yes,
movie.
he
I
was.
That's
was
what I said. Steve had
was
never seen this, and he's like, "What's happened?" I'm like, "That happens all through the movie."
I
Yeah. That's
was
why he looks so dirty and bloody all the time.
yeah, I wasn't used to like Sam Jackson getting like just messed up in the movie. I'm like, they did him worse in this movie than in Die Hard 3. And he was a regular person in Die Hard 3, but you know.
Right. Yeah, he was every scene he was getting worked over.
But yeah, man, like I agree with you guys. Like, this is a very 90s movie. Like for the way the dialogue goes, like how just how they just talking about women and stuff. I'm like, what is
You see how he almost
happening?
crashed the car, like when the girl was running by, like when he's in the first scene with her
Oh
driving.
yeah.
It's like
It was
what?
a very, yeah. I guess that's how it was.
Yeah.
But I did
That's
laugh at
how it
the
was.
very last scene is when he was interviewed by Larry King, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm Frank and Ernest to these women. I'm Frank in Chicago. I'm Ernest in New York." I legit laughed out loud when he said
That
that.
was funny.
I forgot that was
funny.
in there. I forgot that was in there.
I did like how her relationship with her partner, like the because I don't know if that was her husband or her boyfriend. I'm genuinely not sure what was happening there, but
They never said.
right, they could probably cut that out. But I liked their little family dynamic. That was kind of cute. It felt sort of real. And man, so this movie came out in 1996, and they like, all right, we're gonna do a terrorist attack and blame it on the Middle East. I was like, what?
That's what I said. I was like, oh, they ahead of their time on this one.
But also I really like how cold Charlie was.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
and like just like efficient she was. Like you could really see like when she was an agent, she got the job done.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then
I really like that.
speaking
like
of Gina Davis, like
Okay.
oh no, I'm gonna say that nonsense. I was like, as a kid, I didn't think so, but now as I'm watching, Gina Davis looked good.
Yeah, and what was all that stuff about like, oh, you got kind of frumpy? And then they had that scene where she's like wearing next to nothing she was in the shower actually. And I'm like, she's not frumpy. What are you talking about?
I know they act like long. She just
Right,
had to cut her hair. Once she cut her
no.
hair, she wasn't frumpy anymore.
I mean, they did like dress her up in like clothes that were a little too big when she was whatever. What was her-
Samantha.
Yeah, when she was Samantha, but yeah. But all right.
So that shower scene, you see how the shower curtain was open? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you always shower, but you leave the curtain open. So.
This movie was very horny, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it got me thinking as I was watching this, like if they were like, okay, we're gonna remake this movie, we aren't gonna do any of this legacy sequel business. Like obviously we'll find a place for Gina Davis, but like if we were gonna remake this into a new movie, not a TV show, where we don't need to stretch this crap out to like 8 episodes. If we were going to recast this movie with today's actors, who will we pick? And I threw the monkey wrench in here of no comic book actors, because Scarlett Johansson obviously could play this role blindfolded with one arm behind her back.
You specifically said no MCU. I just want to stress that.
Yes, MCU. Because you have a bigger pool to exclude with the MCU. Like, yeah, if you want to pick a DC person, knock yourself out. But
I mean, MCU was hard enough because that was tough. I mean, just like Black Panther by itself, I was trying to think of all these like
it's hard to
replace Samuel L. Jackson.
I mean, you're not gonna have him come back in the remake. This isn't Lion King remake.
Find somebody to fix.
But this was a very like Samuel L. Jackson where he like is like himself, right? So where he plays that classic Samuel L. Jackson guy. So I'm like, who can do that? So that was the toughest part.
So I came up with multiple people.
No, hold up.
I'm not gonna give you my list.
I have visuals.
I was gonna say he's got a visual aid here.
Yeah. So unless you made a PowerPoint, Matt, you go first.
Okay.
All right. My bad. See my saying.
Yeah. So all right. So YouTube people, you can see this. Audio people follow along. So for the Gina Davis role, the way I looked at this was like at the time, Gina Davis only had one actiony type movie, and it was Cutthroat Island, and it came out right before this movie. But before that, she's mostly doing dramas and stuff like The League of Their Own and whatnot, right? So I thought about somebody that really hasn't done that really hasn't done action yet, and I went with Ariana DeBose. She's from West Side Story. That's probably her biggest role. She won an Oscar for it, and she's on the come up. So obviously, we're gonna change some races around here.
All right, so that's what I was gonna say. So
Didn't
I
know that
kept,
was an option.
I made a list of keeping the races the same. Then I made another list where it's a free for all. It's a 2023 movie, and that's what I mixed the races and everything else like that.
Well, I didn't go too crazy. I only flipped the races for Gina, but the other two men are white. So I made Sam Jackson white. So we got Sam Jackson in the role, and I want Josh Peck. And the reason I went with him is because not going off of the Sam Jackson of it, but going off of what the character is. And he's like an everyman, kind of sleazy, right? And I could see a Josh Peck being a little sleazy everyman. I could see Josh Peck getting beat up and shot up in the movie. And also, that's not really a role that he's taken so far.
Okay.
And lastly, the boyfriend, Timothy, I went with Scott Eastwood. He's got that whole pretty boy kind of a jerk situation going on here. And I could see, you know, he's somebody that could pull our new Samantha Charlie. So that's my list.
I'm going with Christina Hendricks.
Oh, okay. From Mad Men.
You should Google it, Chad, so we can see the picture.
Okay.
Christina, who?
Hendricks. She was on Mad Men.
She's lady, you know that lady we like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got it on screen.
You just picked her with red hair?
No, I thought about her in that little show we watch on
Good Girl.
And Gina and Georgia.
She's on Regina and Georgia. Taking your word for it. Laura, don't challenge. Keep going.
And then for Samuel, I went with I couldn't think. I went with John David Washington.
Okay.
I was thinking of him. I figured he could get beat up and stuff.
Wow, what? That's
he
weird.
might be slick talking. And for the boyfriend, I went with Scott Foley.
Oh, when the last time he got some work?
Well, yes, I figured he'd be due, but he could be slick. I figured he'd be good at being slick.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
I find it funny that they've got a picture of him when he was married to Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
You know how old this picture is? What are they doing?
I just seen him in something. That's what made me think of him.
He's
on the only thing I remember him from.
What'd you say, Laura?
Scandal.
Oh,
yeah.
2000.
And I just seen him in some little B Netflix show. So I thought he'd be good.
Okay.
Well, he was a bad guy. So that was made me think of him.
Let me go next because Matthew has
multiple
mixed up races and matching races.
Matt, you would have picked one of those lists. You would have merged them. All right, Laura, who you got? Who's Gina Davis?
So I was thinking either Margot Robbie, because I didn't, I was thinking like the action, like I wasn't thinking your thing where you think I didn't know that was her first action role. Or if we were going younger, I thought maybe Sophie Turner.
Well, you don't want to go. I don't know. Let me see how old Sophie Turner is, because you want somebody that believably has like an almost 10-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Who are these people? Oh, okay.
Sophie.
I know. No, I know that. I'm talking about. He topped in Sophie. I didn't know who that first person was, but yeah, I know. I've seen this person in things.
Yeah, she was.
I know who Sophie Richie is. That's Lionel Richie's daughter.
No.
I didn't know that.
What about Margot? The other
old
one?
Enough.
She's 27.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the kid.
I like Margot Robbie better.
She's done some action type stuff, but I didn't think she'd done anything close to
She
that.
looked like somebody that can flip a switch.
Yeah, like I was like,
Well,
check
yeah.
that.
Yeah, she would definitely be able to.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Harley
so
Quinn.
I thought she would be
definitely
good.
able to do it.
Especially in my limits to non-MCU people. And then I don't know if you guys will know who this guy is, Cillian Murphy for Timothy.
Oh, yeah, he's Scarecrow.
Yeah, and he's in. Well, I watched Pinky Blinders. He's like the main.
Oh yeah.
I thought he could
For
be.
Samuel or for
For the
boyfriend.
Timothy.
bad guy. Because I
He's
was
also
on someone who has that like you would believe as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then Samuel Jackson was hard. I think I went with Lakeith Stanford. Like I said, his name weird, but you know.
Stanfield. Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
Not a
Oh
bad
yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick at all.
Mhm.
All right, Matt. What is your combined list looking like?
All right. So for Mitch, Samuel Jackson, I got Marlon Wayans.
Oh, trying to give
thought
trying to
about
give
the
old
Wayans,
Marlon
too.
a bone, huh?
I thought about him too, but I thought he'd be too funny.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I think he
could
can because
do the other part. Yeah, I thought about that too.
because he was
wouldn't
just an
be a
air, and I
coward.
feel like he can play serious stuff and he can curse and do things like that. So, and because like there was younger ones, so I thought about Donald Glover, but then I was like, nah, because I need somebody who could being a police officer, went to jail, come back out. So I go with Marlon Wayans. Now for Timothy, I came up with James Franco.
No, I'm canceling. I'm Xing that right now. No.
Why is that?
Type in the name.
He's canceled.
Why not?
Why? He targets underage girls, bro. Like he hasn't worked in a while for a reason.
You told me to come up with a list. I came up with a list.
I mean, you might as well pick Ezra Miller. No, who's on the other list?
That's a special list. And then for Gina Davis, I got Amy Adams.
Okay. I could. Okay.
Those are what Kat said. Hasn't really done action.
Right.
And that's what.
Yeah.
That was my thought to where somebody who's old enough who I know can act but hasn't done action, where it'll be something new and exciting for us as fans to watch her. And then my other one I thought it was Alicia Silverstone.
Wow.
For what reason?
Just because I haven't seen her in anything lately and I haven't seen her do any action.
She was in Batman. What are you talking about?
No, that's Anne Hathaway.
No, the original Batman.
No, sir. She was in Batman and Robin.
Oh, well, I don't count that. That was years ago.
Okay. But yeah.
But my my mixed race was of course Ali Wong.
I thought about that too, but then I'm like, I thought about that too.
And then my Samuel Jackson one. I know you said nobody from MCU, but you don't see his face, Bradley Cooper. And then my Timothy, it's our new shining star, Pedro Pascal.
That's funny. That is funny. I can kind of see it.
So, because I'm like with Ali Wong, Pedro, with like that would be like the typical Hollywood 2023. You get all these famous people win things, like the new hot people right now, and you can run off and do some things.
That's pretty good cast. All right, I can stop sharing my screen now, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's hop on over to trivia. What do y'all think the Rotten Tomatoes is on this movie?
80.
90.
84.
So let's do this again. Don't go above 70%.
Ooh,
Wow.
62.
you said don't go above
55?
Don't go above 70. Did you say 65, Matt?
55.
55. Okay.
65.
68% with a 70% audience score.
They tripping. It's better. It's around 70, I say.
Yeah.
75-ish.
So this week's trivia question. Yvonne Zimmer, who plays Charlie's daughter, Caitlin, would work with writer Shane Black again nearly 20 years later in minor roles on the following films except A, Iron Man 3, B, The Nice Guys, or C, The Predator. And this is movies written by Shane Black, who wrote this movie. Which one was she not in? And it's minor roles.
Predator.
Iron Man.
That's what I was going to say, Iron Man.
Matt has it. She was not in The Predator.
Ooh.
She played
And then-
Miss she played Miss Elkridge in Iron Man 3. And in
Ooh.
The Nice Guys, she played young porn queen. She played minor roles in those movies.
And I know that because after the movie, I meant to mention this earlier. I liked how the daughter wasn't like extra, like crying and yelling and screaming throughout the movie. She kind of like just been there. I like that. And then I was like, I wonder if she's been in things since then. And then like I went down and I couldn't find her or nothing. And then I was like, she was in Iron Man 3. And I looked it up and I saw that she was that part. I was like, oh damn. she hasn't been in other. So you see, like she seems like, you know, you get like a not as big of a star as like somebody like Macaulay Culkin, but like her face and everything, you figure like she would have been in more stuff after this.
It's like you know, in True Lies, the daughter of True Lies, she ended up to grow up to be Faith on Buffy and stuff like that. Like she had a career.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But you were about to say something, Laura?
Oh yeah, when we were picking our new cast, when I was looking at the movie, I saw that, you know, obviously she's an adult. I'm like, could she play the role? You know how they like to do that sometimes, like. But then
if she would have did more with her career, that's me.
Yeah,
if
that's
she was more famous.
I saw her as an adult.
That's not me too.
I saw her as an adult, and I'm like, I have no idea who this woman is. So
Right. I mean, if we want to make a direct-to-video movie, sure.
Right.
Sorry, direct-to-streaming. So Gina Davis and then husband Rennie Harlan, who directed this movie, checked how long she could hold her breath in their bathtub to prepare for the water torture scene. That reminds me. So, like near the end when they were on the bridge and the daughter was yelling at her mom, like a callback to earlier on the ice. It gave me vibes of The Abyss, which I'm going to make you guys watch this 2-minute scene after we stop recording, where it is I can't even think of this man's name, but he's a famous actor. I can't think of his name, but like he's like yelling at his in the movie is his ex-wife, and she's like almost drowned, and like he's just pleading for her to wake up, and like he just can't get her up because like she's clearly drowned. Ed Harris.
Ed Harris.
Yeah. And it's like a really powerful scene, which I will make you all watch after this. In the first draft of the script, the name Sam Kane is not an alias used by Charlie Baltimore as it is in the finished film, but was instead a creation of her mind as an anagram of amnesiac. But that doesn't make yeah. Because it's So I was like, ooh, look at you being a writer's writer. All throughout, like, this is me talking, like when they kept saying her name, it made me think of this person, so I'm glad that this was trivia. Female rapper and Murder Inc. recording artist Tiffany Lane uses the name Charlie Baltimore as her moniker.
Right.
Which one came first? That's what Steve walked by when I was rewatching. And he's like, Charlie Baltimore. He's like,
I'm pretty sure the movie came first. I'll double check it.
I wonder, do you think she got her name from the movie?
He's 48 years old, born in 74. Oh no, it says years active 95 to present. So no, she came first.
No. Well, according to the Wikipedia, her stage name is taken from Gina Davis' character in A Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, so she came out as something else in 1995?
Maybe
Because it says she's been in the
movie.
same since 1995.
When is the
When the movie come out?
96.
Oh, well. Like we found out earlier. Yeah, Wikipedia. Who knows? Who knows who wrote that?
All right, last bit of trivia. In the first draft of the screenplay, Mitch, Samuel L. Jackson, dies of his bullet wounds. Test audiences liked his character and performance so much that the ending was reshot, letting him live to save the day and redeem himself. The line, "That's right, you can't kill me, motherfuckers," was in reference to the original ending.
Oh. I wonder how would they have ended the movie if he would have died there and then save him at the end.
I guess she would have just got the strength to just kill that man on the helicopter, and then they would have just.
Right.
There might have been a car already on the bridge. So after she did her, killed them, daughter says, "Get up," and they get in the car and drive away.
Yeah, was the car drivable that they had the frozen terrorist in?
He was in
Yeah, that's the car he
yeah,
used.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what car he used.
Okay, then she would have found a way to get that probably.
Yeah.
But all right, that takes us to the end of the show, and I'd like to thank you, ladies, for coming on and chit-chatting with us.
You're welcome.
No problem.
You guys have any final words before we close out?
Matthew, we miss you. We're glad when you come back home.
I miss you too.
I was just gonna say, like always, I have nothing to plug.
All right.
You don't miss me?
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, that too.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page. We used to talk about this at work. Why do we still have a Facebook, Matt? You don't do anything with it.
Yeah, delete that. Yeah, and I don't ever play it to anything I play.
I don't have access. I don't have access to the Facebook. You would have to delete it.
Okay, yeah, and we can get this off here. Yeah, if we promote anything, it's gonna promote on our personal one. I thought it was gonna be a thing. I was totally mistaken.
No offense to anyone here, but Facebook is for old people.
I don't have a Facebook. So.
Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Used to Talk Pod. Follow me at Letterbox at BOW1213, Matt at Mr. King 0257, and come back next week when we not only review the 1992 version of White Man Can't Jump, but we also review the 2023 version. 2 reviews in 1 episode. We hate those kind of episodes, but we're doing it for you. That's just more for me because, like, damn, man. In 2 days, we got a Little Mermaid episode. Wait, no, that hasn't happened yet. That will happen. I don't know. It's hard when I'm thinking about in the future, certain things that will happen, that won't happen, that have happened. I don't know. Well, listen to our shows. We're really tired. Good night.
And don't let all of Chad's work go in vain. Go check out our YouTube, subscribe, and like. And like always, I don't know if this was a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.